This is the Apple AirTag, the new location tracking gadget from Apple that'll help you keep track of your stuff by leveraging both your iPhone and Apple's extensive Find My network. Inside of the box, you don't get much, just some documentation with the quick start guide printed right on the packaging. But here it is. The AirTag itself isn't really all that big, maybe only slightly larger than a quarter in diameter, although it's definitely thicker than that, so while you may be able to throw it in your bag, you're probably not going to be able to fit it into your wallet. Removing the plastic wrap engages the battery that's on the inside with that little chime indicating that the AirTag is now turned on. On the backside, you have this mirror finish with the Apple logo along with the usual Designed by Apple inscription, and then on the front you have just a plain white. But of course, you can have the AirTags personalized for free when you order them from Apple, and we actually ordered a bunch of personalized AirTags which we'll take a look at in a second. But first, I wanted to check out what's on the inside of this AirTag, which you can access by turning the back plate counterclockwise. Thankfully, Apple isn't using a proprietary battery here, it's just a standard battery that you can pick up at most hardware stores, and as you can see, a lot of the AirTag's thickness is coming from that battery, which Apple says is good enough to last the AirTag for over a year before you have to replace it. Popping it back in and turning the back plate clockwise this time turns the AirTag back on again, and we're ready to pair it to an iPhone. Which is dead simple to do. It's just like with the AirPods, you bring the iPhone and the AirTag close together, and you get this pop-up on the iPhone prompting you on the next steps, where you can name the AirTag either from something in this list or a custom name if you want. We'll just set it to backpack for now, and then you're walked through the Find My app and the settings for the AirTag, and that is it. The AirTag is now paired and you can start tracking stuff. In the event that you lose the AirTag, in the Find My app, you do have the option to play a sound on the AirTag in order to help you track it down. And while the sound this little AirTag puts out isn't the loudest, like don't expect it to be as loud as the speakers on the iPhone, it does do a good job at kind of traveling around a room. So unless it's really blocked off, like under a couch or something, you probably won't have too much trouble hearing it. Of course, you don't have to depend on just sound though. If you have an iPhone with the U1 chip, so basically an iPhone 11 or newer, you'll be able to use what Apple is calling precision finding, which while you're within 50 feet of the AirTag, you get an idea of where the AirTag is, kind of like a game of hot and cold. But when you get close, precision finding kicks in, and using the U1 sensors on both the iPhone and the AirTag, you'll get an arrow that'll direct you to the AirTag's precise location. It's actually pretty cool. Although, just a heads up, precision finding doesn't actually work if the AirTag is moving. I don't know if this is a technical limitation or if Apple is doing it for privacy reasons, but the downside of this is if you were planning to use the AirTag for luggage claim at an airport, well, unfortunately, it just won't work in that way. Now, when you're not anywhere near the AirTag, you'll still get the last reported location right there on the map, whether that was from you or from somebody else, since this does leverage Apple's extensive Find My network. So say you lose something and you have no idea whether you left it at the coffee shop or the gym or somewhere else, all you really need is someone with an iPhone or a Mac to just come in close proximity to that AirTag, and the AirTag will automatically use that person's device to anonymously report its location back to you. They won't know that the AirTag used their device to report the location, and you won't know whose device was used to give you that location. But more importantly, it means that the AirTag doesn't need its own internet connection, since with over 8 billion Apple devices out there, if you lose your AirTag, more than likely someone with an iPhone or an iPad is going to come close enough to it for it to automatically report on its own location. You can also enable lost mode in the Find My app, so if you do lose your AirTag, you can actually lock it to your iCloud account, so someone who does end up finding it can't just use it for themselves. And you can also have it list your phone number so a good Samaritan can easily call you and let you know that they found your item. Now, for those people who aren't good Samaritans and are trying to use an AirTag to spy on your whereabouts without your consent, well, if you have an iPhone, you'll actually get notified of the AirTag's presence with a detailed history of what's been tracked. And if this AirTag seems suspect to you, it even gives you directions on how to disable it, which is pretty much just pulling out the battery. Okay, so let's take a look at the personalized AirTags and accessories. We got a couple of 4-packs that we bought and had personalized by Apple, which again, the engraving is a free service that they provide where you have some pretty cool options to customize. You can add emoji, you can do numbers if you want to label your AirTags in that way, or you can have up to 4 letters in there if you want to label things more precisely. We made some labels using text spelling out bag, one for keys, along with using emoji like the $sign, which would make sense if you're using it in your purse or wallet. And then we did some other fun emojis just because we ran out of labeling ideas, but I think you get the point. An interesting little quirk about the AirTag is there is a magnet under there, so when you set it on the back of a MagSafe equipped iPhone, it actually will loop around like this. This has absolutely no practical value. It's not like it'll stick on there if you walk around, but I don't know, I found it cool. In terms of accessories, there are quite a few that Apple sells. We got the leather keyring here in this saddle brown color, which actually costs more than the AirTag itself at $35, where a single AirTag costs just $29, which I find kind of funny that an accessory costs more than a device. But as you'd expect, it is a premium accessory with a nice keyring and a button here that allows you to slide the AirTag in. I do actually like the look of this. I've been using the product red version of the leather keyring for a few weeks, and while it's worked great so far, I will say that the back of the AirTag itself has definitely gotten pretty scratched up. I haven't been doing anything crazy with it, it's just normal wear and tear here, so don't go expecting the AirTag's shiny metal back to remain in pristine condition for long. Another accessory that Apple is selling is the AirTag Loop, which comes in both leather and non-leather options, and while the polyurethane material doesn't feel quite as premium as the leather option, it is at least a bit cheaper at $29 compared to $39 for the leather loop, so it at least matches the cost of the AirTag itself. The way the loop works is you undo the button and put the AirTag in, and then you just twist it through the little slots and it creates a little loop, just like the name implies. So you can hook it onto your bag, onto your luggage, or pretty much anything with some sort of handle or a bar, making it a more versatile option compared to the keyring. But at the end of the day, you don't need any of these accessories to use the AirTags. As long as you can think of somewhere to put them, you can use the AirTags all on their own. The price for a single AirTag is $29, while Apple offers a discount for the 4-pack, which is $99, making it $25 a pop. We have the new iPad Pro and the iMac still on their way in. I'm super excited to see what the Apple Silicon M1 chip brings to the table, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on those videos.